There's a moment that often catches people off guard. You reach for something sweet out of habit. Maybe a biscuit with your tea, or a little something after dinner. And then you pause. You don't have it. And for a second, nothing dramatic happens. Just a small absence. A quiet gap where something used to be. And then, over the next few hours or days, you start to notice subtle shifts. Not just in what you eat, but in how you feel. So what actually happens inside your body when you stop eating sugar? To understand it, it helps to picture your body as a kind of energy management system. Not just burning fuel, but constantly deciding what to use, what to store, and what to save for later. Sugar, more specifically glucose, is one of the body's quickest sources of energy. When you eat foods containing sugar or refined carbohydrates, they're broken down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream. From there, a hormone called insulin acts like a key, helping glucose move from the blood into your cells, where it can be used. It's efficient, fast, readily available. So when sugar intake suddenly drops, the body doesn't panic, but it does notice. At first, there can be a period of adjustment. You might feel a slight dip in energy, maybe a mild headache, a sense of irritability or restlessness. Some people describe it as a kind of mental fog, where things feel just a little less sharp. This isn't because something is going wrong. It's because the body is shifting fuel sources. If you imagine that energy system again, it's like switching from using quick-burning kindling to slower, more stable logs. The fire doesn't go out. It just takes a moment to stabilize. Without frequent sugar intake, the body begins to rely more on stored energy. Glycogen, stored glucose in the liver and muscles, is used first. Once those stores begin to reduce, the body gradually increases its use of fat as a fuel source. This process is sometimes referred to as metabolic flexibility, meaning the body's ability to switch between different energy sources. And interestingly, once this shift happens, many people notice a different kind of energy. Less sharp peaks and dips, more steady, consistent levels throughout the day. But before that steadiness, there's often a transition. Cravings are one of the most noticeable parts. Have you ever found yourself thinking about something sweet even when you're not physically hungry? That's not just habit, it's partly neurological. Sugar activates reward pathways in the brain, particularly involving a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is associated with motivation and pleasure. When sugar intake stops, those pathways become less stimulated for a while, which can create a sense of wanting or seeking. It's not weakness, it's chemistry. And over time, those signals tend to settle. Another change happens in how your blood sugar behaves. Without frequent spikes from sugary foods, blood glucose levels become more stable. This reduces the rapid rise and fall that can sometimes lead to energy crashes or that mid-afternoon slump. It also affects how insulin is used. With fewer spikes, the body doesn't need to release as much insulin as often, which can support more balanced energy handling. There's also an effect on taste. After a period without added sugar, many people notice that foods begin to taste different. Naturally sweet foods, like fruits or even vegetables, can seem more flavorful. This is partly due to changes in taste receptor sensitivity. It's as if the volume has been turned down on intense sweetness, allowing subtler flavors to come through. And then there's the relationship with hunger. Sugar, especially in refined forms, is often digested quickly. This can lead to shorter periods of satiety, the feeling of fullness. Without it, meals that include protein, fats, and fiber tend to be digested more slowly, which can influence how long you feel satisfied. So hunger signals may feel more gradual, less urgent. But it's important to gently correct a common misconception here. The body doesn't require you to eliminate sugar entirely to function well. In fact, glucose is still essential, especially for the brain. The difference is that the body can produce glucose from other sources, like certain amino acids and fats, through a process called gluconeogenesis. So even without dietary sugar, your body continues to maintain the glucose it needs. It adapts. Another lesser known effect involves inflammation. When sugar intake is consistently high, it can contribute to low-grade inflammation, subtle, ongoing activation of the immune system. Reducing sugar can shift that internal environment slightly, which some people experience as changes in how their body feels overall. Not instantly, not dramatically, but gradually. There can also be changes in the gut. Your digestive system is home to a complex community of microorganisms, often referred to as the gut microbiome. These microbes interact with the foods you eat, including sugars. When sugar intake changes, the composition and activity of these microbes can shift as well. This can influence digestion, cravings, and even mood, as the gut and brain are closely connected. Have you ever noticed how your mood can feel slightly different depending on what you've eaten? That connection runs deeper than it might seem. And then there's the emotional side. Food isn't just fuel, it's routine, comfort, culture. So removing sugar can sometimes feel like more than a physical change. It can shift small rituals, like a sweet treat in the evening or something familiar during a break. That absence can feel noticeable at first, but over time, new patterns often form. Some people find that simple routines, like having a warm drink or taking a short walk after a meal, create a similar sense of pause or satisfaction, just in a different way. Because the body and the mind are both adaptable. What's consistent through all of this is that the body is not dependent on one single source of fuel. It's designed to adjust, to shift between energy pathways, to maintain balance even when inputs change. So those early sensations, cravings, slight dips in energy, changes in mood, they're not signs of failure. They're part of a transition, a recalibration. And within that recalibration, there's a kind of intelligence at work. The body is not simply reacting. It's reorganizing how it uses and stores energy based on what's available. Over time, many of these changes settle into a new rhythm. Energy becomes more even. Hunger signals become more predictable. Taste adjusts. And the system continues, just as it always has, adapting quietly in the background. So, when you think about removing sugar, it's not just about what's taken away. It's about what the body does in response. A shift in fuel, a shift in signals, a shift in rhythm. And underneath it all, the same steady process, keeping everything balanced moment by moment, whether you notice it or not. Here are simple, naturally sugar-free, no added sugar, meal ideas that keep blood sugar more stable and feel satisfying. 5 sugar-free breakfasts. Eggs with avocado and spinach, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, unsweetened, omelet with mushrooms, tomatoes, and cheese, cottage cheese with cucumber and olive oil, smoked salmon with scrambled eggs, 5 sugar-free lunches, grilled chicken salad with olive oil dressing, tuna with avocado and mixed greens, egg salad with leafy greens, roast chicken with steamed vegetables, lentil and vegetable soup, no added sugar. 5 sugar-free dinners, salmon with broccoli and butter, chicken with roasted vegetables, steak with green beans, turkey mince with courgette and peppers, baked cod with asparagus. These focus on protein, healthy fats, and fiber, which naturally support steadier energy without relying on added sugars. Try these simple things and watch the weight come off. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Take care.